This is a Seawall and Doc inspection conducted in Pompano Beach off Harbor Drive. I'm going to inspect the coral rock seawall, look at the cap, and see if there's any mechanical or submining issues, any things that would indicate of seawall is definitely being pushed slightly by pressure. You can see that by the buckling of the cap. However, condition is not terrible right now. It's still pretty good condition. Need some relief, pressure relief on the seawall. The condition of the mortar on the coral rock is poor, as you can see right here. Put my prong in, so not even putting any pressure in. You can see this is just coming away. So coral rock needs to be seriously mortared, not just a slap on the top as was done over here, where it was just kind of coated, very thinly coated, but it needs to be thick coating put on. And also would recommend to install some form of jet valve relief, some form of weeping hose, in order to allow this to release pressure from the seawall. We're going to start on the east perimeter of the property. It's about 80 linear feet in length, and I'm going to give us peeps underneath to see what condition it is. Seeing any undermining underneath the bottom footer section. Everything seems to be normal. There's no evidence of sediment escaping or of any kind of undermining. While I'm walking, I'm also pronging the ground along the footer edge. Right here you can see there's a crack here, right where my prong is. And basically the entire section of this should be redone and redone properly. See, there's holes here. So the seawall right now is kind of porous. The dock, as you can see, consists of 3 pilings that are in fair condition, I would say, but the way the seawall kind of pushed into the dock, it skewed the dock and created like a invert effect on the dock. So that should be obviously addressed. Right underneath the dock also, condition appears okay. Let's look on here. Here, as we go past the wooden dock, we can see the mortar is completely gone here in some areas, and I don't see any big cracks or any dropping of the coral rock wall. So there's no longitudinal or horizontal cracks, which is a good thing, because that would indicate that the seawall is actually breaking up. However, as we get further by into this area, we can see that there is a very large crack. So right here the seawall has kind of settled. Right there you can see it follows a long crack. And it hasn't buckled on the cap area, but you can see that crack over there. That's due to the fact that it settled in. And that's the cause for having no weeping holes released. This property has a lot of loam and creates a lot of pressure. on the seawall. Right here you can see this crack has got it. It's very deep. So basically right now the property owner is losing his sediment through this big gap, and you can see the top cracks of the mortar that was kind of very amateurly repaired, but still within this could all still be repaired, just had to be reinforced. Right here we're at the border, the western border of the property, and you can see this cracking continues into the neighbor, and neighbor is actually has the same issues. There's no evidence of any major undermining underneath the seawall. As I pronged along it, I'm going to go one more time along it. And yeah, this part of the property, the western part, definitely a section of about 20 feet needs to be reinforced, because it's showing, you can see how right here it's pretty clear to see. If I go to the side, you can see how this whole section here is coming out. It's being pushed out by the force of the water, and that's why we have that uppercut lip here, which means that this section was pushed out while this section stayed in its place. This is definitely a structural issue for the wall that needs to be addressed. These coral rock walls are good, though. They kind of settle into themselves, so this is definitely repairable without going into some major reconstruction. So to summarize, definitely new mortar is necessary on the entire length of the seawall, and repair has to be done on a 20 to 25 foot section to reinforce, and probably pour a little bit of a slab in front of it and anchor it into the seawall. That would help it from furthering and buckling more. And the cap condition is relatively okay. It's fair. It's not great, but it will hold for a few years. That's about it. I don't think there's any other issues at hand. The bottom of the footer is not showing any major erosion, which is, again, a good thing. This survey was conducted by SeaMeDive on the 14th of May in the city of Pompano Beach, Florida. And that's it. Thank you.